and welcome back to the Pretty Little Podcast. We're your hosts.
My name is Phoebe.
And my name is Caroline. And today we have a lot of pop culture greatness to discuss. But before we get into that, I have some personal updates I want to share. One of which is that I'm sunburnt like only on my hands.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's so interesting because I have like the opposite news. Is that I realized I might be a little bit repellent to the sun.
One, and I'm going to need you to expand on that. What do you mean by that?
I got like no sun at the beach, but I also didn't get burned.
Did you go in the sun?
Yeah.
Did you wear sunscreen?
Mom, close your ears. No.
You didn't? Okay, this...
On my face I did.
This actually pisses me the hell off because what do you mean you didn't get an ounce of sun, you didn't wear sunscreen?
I do have a bit of like, I mean, I'm tanner than I was and like you can see like...
Okay, your Apple Watch tan. Yeah, I can see that.
But like I'm not... When I was a kid, I used to really tan, you know?
Yeah, you did used to get pretty tan.
And it wouldn't take very much for me to get tan. And now it's like I can sit in the sun and... Dude, that's crazy.
And the problem...
Were you wearing long sleeves?
I was wearing a shirt that has like... It's like an oversized... Shocker, it's like an oversized fit. And it... When I was it was on the whale watching boat. So when I was sitting, the sleeves kind of came down. So it's literally just like like a quarter. But I have vitiligo on my hands.
So it's just like where...
Yeah, I have zero pigment on my hands essentially. And it like started growing over the years. So like when I was younger, it was just like a few little spots. And now I call it my gloves because it's like my whole hand. So I do have to be more careful, and Mom's gonna be like annoyed. But I didn't put sunscreen on my hands because I just wasn't thinking about it. I did put it on my face.
But you never think about it. You never think about that. You never think about your feet.
I know.
And
I
your
just
ears.
was not
Those
fucking
are the
thinking
areas
about it. And my scalp was also a little burnt. You can kind of see.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, but I did put sunscreen on my face, and then I didn't even feel it when I was on the boat. And then we got off, and I was like, "Fuck!" It's just pure pink because I don't have. And it's like you start to notice it because you're like, "Oh, well, you suddenly have color on your hands on your white gloves," and and so it hurts, and so I am sunburned on only my hands. But we went whale watching yesterday, and we did see a humpback whale, and we got to like hang out. We saw like it kept coming up, but it didn't do any tricks or anything. Okay, I was actually kind of wondering, are you okay, whale? Like I wanted to talk to the whale and be like, are you down in the freaking dumps today? Because normally whales, like, they love to perform and they're like really friendly, and like if there is whale watching and they're around, like they'll do tricks, like
and we've seen it.
Yeah, so I was like cheering for
in
the
Boston
because
I don't know why in my brain I wasn't realizing that there could be whale watching in New Jersey.
Honestly,
I was shocked when you said
neither
that.
was I.
Boston, for some reason, it made sense. I know they're not that far, but like
Boston,
for some
Maine,
reason it wasn't.
So they're in New Jersey from April to November. So they'll do whale watching all the way through the last week of October. Coming back. And they're mostly humpback whales, and I feel
we'll
like
have to go next year in Boston.
Yeah, I was literally, Anthony was like, should we go next year in Boston? I was like, yes, we need to plan it. But I feel like we've seen...
It was really good in Boston.
I don't want to say this, but like blue whales maybe, or some other kind of whale up in Boston.
I feel like we saw a humpback whale.
Maybe it was humpbacks. I'm not remembering. But like I remember the last time we went whale watching in Boston, they were jumping out of the water.
Truly, I have some great pictures.
It was so fucking cool. Yeah, we have pictures that look like they could have been taken by freaking National Geographic. On this one, I got some good videos. It was mostly like a lot of the like spouting, and then it would do like a little like, whatever that's called, just swim. And it was the same whale over and over because it had like this orange spot on its dorsal fin. But like, I think it was just like barnacles that maybe got like
guys, barnacles give me the heebie-jeebies.
But yeah, why are you so freaked out by barnacles?
I hate them. I hate them so much. I hate where they grow. I think it's like kind of like trypophobia adjacent.
I was gonna ask, like, are you freaked out by like lots of like dots and stuff? Like, what is that fear people have of?
I think dots? It's trypophobia. The dots.
Trypophobia sounds like a fear trap. The fish trap.
Sometimes they give me like chills on just this is gonna sound weird, like just this part of my arm.
Okay.
Like just like right above my elbow, I'll get like goosebumps.
Okay.
But something about barnacles like really creep me out.
Okay. The fear of circles is trypophobia.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying tripe.
It might be pronounced tripe, maybe. But does that freak you out?
Not the way that it does when people have, but
Okay,
it gives me that feeling on my arm. But barnacles, actually, maybe it does. It just makes me uncomfortable.
Does my iPhone camera thing, because people started getting freaked out by like they were like, I can't have the phone with the 3 cameras.
Guys, that's a little much for me.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry. Hey.
I think it's when there's like a lot, and also just like the way I don't like the uniformity of how they grow.
I kind of
and how they like
barnacles.
latch on to things.
I'm just like I just want to go like.
It's actually giving me that feeling right now.
Okay, sorry, we can stop talking about it. But anyway, this humpback whale, sometimes it would do like its little like breach, and then it would just like sit there, and I was like, girl, what's going on here? What's up? Like, you seem a little bit sad. Do you want to talk? Like, you don't have to perform for us, but you're not even diving down. You're just like, huh. Like, you're just like, huh. And I just was like, are we bothering you? Like, so then I was like,
it's
like every time it came up, I started cheering for it because I felt like
Snoop
people weren't.
when he's like tired and we'll be like, you have to twirl for a treat.
And he was like, ugh, and he was just like a really half-assed. Like, I was like, oh, what's going on here? But this whale hung out with us literally for like, we were with this whale for an hour watching it. And it was just so
Maybe
fun.
They just wanted to chill.
I know. And we just see the little glow and you'd be like, the whale's going to come up right there. And then it would come up. But we learned something. So the whales, their blowhole, a lot of people think that is like them exhaling literal water from their lungs, which did you know that a whale's lung can be the size of a small car? That's crazy.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that's crazy.
So obviously we know when whales eat, they gulp in a bunch of the fish, and then they have like they have like teeth kind of things that they're not really teeth, but they are kind of like that, and they're made out of keratin, which is what our hair and nails are made of, and that like sifts out the water, and then they keep the fish, whatever. But the blowhole is just water that's like resting on top of their blowhole. But when they breathe out, a lot of times it's mucus and like all these kind of things. So there's something called a snot bot that like researchers will put underneath like a drone or a helicopter or something, and they will go fly down to where the whale is breaching, and they will collect pieces of the mucus and snot and test it, and that's how they'll do like a lot of research on whales. But it's the worst smell in the world, and I got sprayed by it. I got sprayed by the whale's fucking mucus that's coming out of his blowhole. I mean, a bunch of us did, but it like came up and then it sprayed over, and I got it on my face. My face was wet, and it smells so bad. Anthony like couldn't handle how bad it smelled. He was like, it smelled so bad, but it was just kind of cool. And I was reminded by the big debate we had about, do whales breathe underwater? Like, we know they don't, but that's crazy.
It is crazy. It doesn't make any sense. It's
crazy to be an animal that's confined to water and you can't breathe there. What do they do to deserve that?
I have no idea.
Another thing.
I have no idea. Do
whales?
Dolphins?
God, I don't know. God, I don't know. They're mammals too, right?
But they're porpoises. Are those mammals?
Oh my God, I hate this. See, this is the dangerous territory. Now we started talking about it. Now we started talking about it on a recorded line, and people are going to hear it. Another thing that I learned about whales is that they actually
dolphins are mammals.
Yeah, I know they're mammals, but
they breathe air using lungs through a blowhole. Wait, let me see if that means that they breathe underwater. No.
Okay, crazy. What did whales
and what's interesting is that
do?
those two, they're so intelligent. They're really intelligent animals in the sea. Maybe God was like, you can't have all of it.
You can't. Yeah. I mean, they're so social and fun. It's interesting that they would be whatever. Few other fun whale facts that I learned. The CO2, they actually really help humans and the earth they like intake a ton of CO2 and hold it in their bodies. And then when they die and they sink to the bottom of the ocean, they keep that CO2 from releasing into the atmosphere for like thousands of years. And they actually really like help us out there. So that was neat. And then the other thing, I feel like I didn't really know this, but like humpback whales don't travel in packs. The only time you'll see two, and the only way to really know if it's a girl or a boy, one is if it jumps in the air and you can see, but two, if there's a calf with a humpback, then you know it's a mother and their baby, because they're the only ones that you will see in packs or at all, or like in duos. It's really only for hunting.
It's a lonely life.
Be traveling in packs.
And it's the life of a showgirl.
And calves only stay with their mom for 1 year, and then they're just like, they have to go, and they just.
No, I hate when I find that out about animals. I hate when I find that out about animals.
They just know what to do. I'm like, oh.
Did you see the video of the hippo?
No, but I'm
hippo,
scared of them.
At the Cincinnati Zoo, it was a baby hippo, and they were trying to get him out of the water part of his enclosure. And but he's so slippery. Like they can't pick him up, and they're also heavy.
Yeah.
And the mom hippo gives a look at the baby hippo, like, you better walk out here right now. And the hippo got up. And it's like, okay, the mom
the hippo was like, I'm scared of hippos too.
Species.
No, literally, that is an interspecies phenomenon. The mother stare and the telepathy there and what that means. Like that's so a signal. Awesome. It's a powerful signal. So I just wanted to share about the whale watching. It was super fun. But what also was crazy is there was this family right in front of us whale watching, and this girl's there and she goes, and I still don't know if I passed my kidney stones. And she starts talking. She's like, I mean, it's not as bad as it was, obviously, but like I'm in a lot of discomfort in those same spots, but like I don't know if I passed it. And I was like, I wanted to be like, girl, I feel the exact same way as you. Like I have no idea.
What are the odds of that? That's crazy.
I have no idea. I thought
the silent killer.
The silent killer, kidney stones. Can you believe?
No one ever talks about their kidney stones.
Oh my God, I know. But anyway, I just thought like what a crazy thing to have happened.
That's so wild.
Yeah. Anyway, it was really, really fun. I love whale watching. I want to do it again in Boston. So let's just put it on the books.
Yeah.
I have another thing I want to talk about, but if you want to do a personal update for you first, go ahead.
I'm good. Okay. Not much. I just got back into town. I was in Charleston, and then I was in Georgia, and now I'm back.
Love this for you. I love that you're back. Love that you're back in your...
Oh, wait. I do have and it's not really a personal update, but yesterday I took my friend to the library, and I didn't know why I was taking him there. And then we get there, and I realize that I'm taking him to something called a repair fair. Oh, my God, Caroline. Faith in humanity freaking restored. I walked out of there walking on air. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Public services are so cool and need to be maintained and funded properly, because this is the coolest thing ever.
Okay.
It's a repair fair, and it is when a bunch of people from the community who know how to fix things come to the library, and you can sign up and bring anything that needs to be fixed, basically, and they will try to fix it for free.
Oh my God.
It's free regardless, but they might not be able to fix it. And they were like, if it's an electronic and we can't fix it, we will take it and we can properly dispose of it, so you don't have to carry it around. But like my friend had a stuffed animal that he wanted to, it had a hole in it.
Oh my God.
He brought it, they sewed it, they patched it. You can't even tell that it had a hole in it. There were people bringing record players and microwaves.
What?
And all the furniture.
I know something I would bring. A lamp.
What?
Okay. A lamp. I don't know where to bring it. Well, the repair fair.
Repair fair.
Okay.
I was like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever.
Wait, I've never heard of this before. Does this happen other places? Was this like a one-off?
And there was a community puzzle table at the library too.
Wait, adorable.
I was like, oh my God.
We're going to get feedback that's like every library has a repair fair and a puzzle table. Oh my God, 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 what's happening? Something horrible just happened in Phoebe's apartment. Holy shit.
I had my phone propped up against my mug, and then my phone vibrated, and it like just completely bobbled to the ground.
Okay, Phoebe literally just was like, and I just got a text, and I just wanted you guys to know that I just got a text. And I just made a big show of it.
Right.
Every time Phoebe gets a text somewhere, she makes a really big show of it. Has anyone noticed that? Weigh in. Wait,
so I did that yesterday. Yeah, it was great.
Okay, that's
when I saw Freakier Friday.
Yes, and you loved it because there's no other opinion to have.
I had a blast. I laughed out. Everybody in the theater were laughing out loud.
I know. I feel like I'm trying to remember back because I literally saw it so long ago.
I was smiling ear to ear when They Take Me Away started to play.
Oh, it's so good. Wait, how funny was Jamie Lee?
She's so funny.
Oh
She's
my God.
in it. She just looks like she was having a blast.
Her commitment to this, like, because I wasn't sure, I'll be honest. I wasn't sure if I was going to like the fact that she wasn't in the family. You know what I mean? That like the person she was switching with was not Anna.
Yeah,
or
it wasn't,
whatever.
but it ended up working out great.
It ended up just being so funny and it really reminded me of like how fucking brilliant Jamie Lee is. Like she just
it was so fun.
Yeah.
And what was I just gonna say? I was sorry, I flashed back to the Lost Culturistas moment in my head.
Oh God, I do that frequently and I have to put it in a box.
No, but my theory is maybe, and I don't believe it, I think she was joking, but my theory is maybe she meant like bring the house down, like bring the whole thing down.
I don't think that's what she meant because she was going like this with her hands. What I think she could have meant is it could have been a little bit of a play on her coming with the Gusto Award and like because she kind of enters the Gusto Award announcement like everybody shut up or something. Like she kind of did that, didn't she? Am I crazy?
I think so.
She goes like the opposite of Gusto at first, and she's like really a hard ass. And so I was like, is that what she's gonna like? She wants to throw people off the scent, that she's gonna have this like, because the award she received was the opposite of the way she behaved on the carpet. So I have to believe that was like part of it. But Matt and Bowen didn't seem in on it, which is what really made us like scratch our heads.
Be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I thought she was amazing. Everybody I thought was great. Even the girls, the young girls in their acting, I thought when they were acting like the older people.
Yes.
I was unsure of it when they were playing their age.
Yeah.
But then like they didn't necessarily have the Lindsay Lohan like
right. What?
Verve. Like she was so good and just like wonderful.
I know.
And these girls didn't quite have that to me.
Sometimes
when they started playing the mom and the grandma, then I was like impressed with them.
Sometimes I wonder if like we look at kids, teens playing the Gen Z roles and we're like, oh, it's not, the acting isn't great because of like the way that there's the writing, like the way that they're having to speak to show how old they are.
That they're Gen Z.
You know, it's like,
I think
like,
it's that
is this you, or are you like doing the best with what you were given? And it's not even really a dig on writing all the time. It's a dig on just like, it's really hard to recreate that culture in an authentic way because it's so
it's bizarre. Also because there's no monoculture anymore. And it's
so true. And it changes so
when
fast.
People are writing, that's another thing. Like when people are writing their scripts and they're trying to think of like what makes Gen Z.
Yeah.
It's not as universal anymore. And also as it was when it was like millennials being teenagers or older Gen Z being teenagers. It's not the same. And also what's popular or relevant when they're writing the script when the movie's out, it's not timeless anymore.
Exactly.
Whereas like with Lindsay Lohan, like that worked because there was just longevity to the way that the culture moved at the time.
Totally.
But yeah, I thought it was really good. I was worried I wasn't gonna like it because of like, and like that there was that Time article, maybe Washington Post, where someone was like, everybody a part of this should be embarrassed.
People were nasty about it, and why?
Like I thought it was fun. It's not going to be an Oscar-winning movie.
No, and that isn't why it was created. We need to get okay with this idea that like everything isn't made to be an Oscar-winning movie.
And that's why I think Naked Gun is also. I haven't seen that yet either, but I think that Matt and Bowen were talking about this a couple weeks ago. Like, it's important to just have these kinds of movies that are in theaters that are just like they're not meant to be. You don't have to write a think piece about every single thing that you consume.
Everything doesn't have to be Hunting Wives.
Exactly.
And guys, that was a plug for our Patreon episode that we just recorded.
That'll be my first Substack article ever. Will be about
Hunting Wives.
Hunting Wives.
There's so much to say, guys. If you want to hear our thoughts on the Hunting Wives first episode, we got into it on the Patreon. Go listen; it was really good. While I'm plugging, I'll also throw in a plug for the ghost tours. The ghost tours have been announced. Okay. They are out there. They are fun. We're selling tickets and we're getting DMs from you guys saying that you're going to be there. A lot of people are wanting to go on October 4th because Phoebe is going to be there. And that's a night you can kind of meet like the cast of the Pretty Little Podcast, because it's going to be me, Phoebe, Anthony's going to be there. I believe Kelly's going to be there. There are going to be other Road Warriors there confirmed. So, like, it's going to be a fun night. Would love to see you there. If you can't make it that night, of course, I have a lot of dates and they're on our Instagram. So go check that out. And I'm also going to plug the episode from yesterday. Yesterday was Labor Day, guys, the official holiday of Pretty Little Liars. And we revisited our pilot episode and the pilot episode. So we did the really brave thing of listening to ourselves talk about the pilot episode however many years ago. And we're going to kind of provide some updated commentary on that. And that is on streaming as of yesterday. So go listen if you haven't already. Very fun. Okay, one last thing I need to talk about, because I'm not on Dream Rotation this week, and if I was, it would be on there, but I just need to say it before we get into the culture. I made a really awesome purchase, and it was inspired because Anthony and I went to the Doorstop, which you know is like our favorite breakfast joint in Pittsburgh. And one of the favorite things about it, as Phoebe and I have talked at length about on this show, is the spirit of the Doorstop. Like, there's an enormous Guy Fieri mural on the wall, and we kind of talked about how... Well, I feel like we were at first not sure about it because it kind of got yassified, and it's a very like old school like Dormont diner feel.
It's like
and then it got yassified,
sure
and we were
about
like,
it. And then it was yassified, and we were like, wait.
But then we were like, you know what? Okay, we love this because we kind of figured out like which one of the girls working was behind it, and we really support her. We're 10 toes down behind her. So we were like, okay, we love this. But it was kind of making itself like a bachelorette destination diner. Like that's what I felt like. It had like a greenery wall. It's not the vibe. It's not the vibe.
The doorstop is perfect. It's flawless. It's not a bachelorette.
It's not the vibe. Don't go there on your bachelorette in Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh also probably not a bachelorette.
You don't really have to go to Dormont. If you're in Pittsburgh for your bachelorette, Dormont.
You should go to Pittsburgh for your bachelorette, but not to Dormont. But also go to Dormont for a ghost tour. That's what you go to Dormont for. If you want to go by the doorstop, come on my Dormont ghost tour with Phoebe Connell. It'll be really fun. We'll go by the doorstop. And we'll talk about the ghost of the Guy Fieri mural because they painted over it because they filmed a movie there, which is exciting. It's going to be this app, or I think it's a thriller series, but it's going to be on Apple TV. And it's like mostly filmed in Dormont. And they did a filming day. And they came in and so all the tables used to have like advertisements for local businesses gone. All of the character on the walls, the greenery wall, the TJ Maxx canvas art gone. The Guy Fieri mural painted over. Now that's a hit. I couldn't. They hit the second tower. Phoebe, the bathrooms are intact, but they added in like a swinging door.
I don't think I've ever been to the bathrooms in that establishment.
Well, they still have the yassification in the bathrooms. Don't worry. They have like the sign that says like best seat in the house, in the bathroom. So they've still got that going on. I think they have like a picture of like a rainbow zebra wearing glasses. Like they've got the whole, that's all in there. But they added a swinging door back to the bathroom so that you can't see that. But we were like, what is going on? And I'm sitting at this holy shit. I'm seated at this table and it is fucking wobbling so much. And I'm already thrown off by the lack of ambiance. Like I'm like, they better come in and change this back. Like okay, whatever. We don't have a normal waitress. I have to say she did screw up our order, which like we didn't say anything, but I was like pretty bummed about it. It was. Oh my god! Now I'm really
craving the doorstop.
Yeah, well, this was one of the only lackluster doorstop experiences I've ever had, and the table was so bad. So the first thing I asked, like when our waitress comes over, is I was like, "Could we just have like some napkins or something I can just like stick under the table?" And she's like, "Of course." She never comes back, so I end up like asking our favorite server to bring me some napkins. So I put something under there, and I was like, "God, I just like need a personal stash of wobble wedges." Do you know what a wobble wedge is?
I have worked in the food industry before.
Okay, I was just making sure that you like knew what they were. If you haven't worked in the food industry, you might not know what a wobble wedge is, but it is literally just like a piece of plastic that you put under a table to keep it from wobbling. And it's genius. And I remember when I first got to use a wobble wedge, I was like, this is brilliant. But they disappear. Like they go away.
No, they're great for like a day, and then they're like ineffective.
They're gone. And it's like
they're either gone or ineffective.
Yeah. So you run out and then you have to use like the folded up business cards. But I was sitting at this table and I was like, you know what? I'm never going to be in this situation again. And I went on fucking Amazon and I ordered a 30 pack of wobble edges to my home. And now I have wobble edges in my purse everywhere I go. And I haven't had the chance to use them yet. And I'm absolutely foaming at the mouth, chomping at the bit, waiting for my opportunity. We went to dinner last night. I was like, I hope the table's wobbling. Anthony's like, you did it. And I like pull out a wobble wedge. Yeah. And I was like, and it's also a gift. Like, I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to take it with me. You're welcome.
Oh, that is nice of you.
I know.
I literally thought it was just for when you were seated at the table.
No, I have 30 of them and they're not expensive or hard to get. I might get them on fucking subscribe and save.
You learn when you work in a restaurant is like, there are certain things at a restaurant that you think are only available to restaurateurs. Yes. But then you're like, oh, you can just buy this stuff.
And there are some things that are, because there is like Restaurant Depot and you can only go if you own a business.
Anybody can go there.
No, you can only go if you own a business.
Oh, well, I guess in my brain I was like Marissa and Mullet. I almost just called Colin Mullet. I was like
no, you didn't almost. You did. I heard you say Marissa and Mullet.
Marissa and Colin would always be like there was one summer before I went to college where they're like, well, if you want anything for college, just let us know.
Yeah.
I didn't take them up on it. But I think in my brain I was like, oh, they're just going. I didn't connect that like you didn't realize like they own
a restaurant. But anyway, you can order wobble wedges. And I guess people use them not just at restaurants. Like people use them in furniture. Use it in your home. So I have 30 of them now. And it was like $13. And I got this whole big bag of them. And the packaging, honestly, adorable. I'm like, I couldn't be, I was so excited to get them.
Guys, it's the little things.
It really is little things. And when I get to use one, I will go live so you can all fucking see it. I'm going to feel like the baddest bitch in the joint. I'm going to feel so good. Isn't that kind of epic?
It is. I'm curious to see like you though getting on your hands and knees.
Oh, Phoebe, I do it all the time without a wobble wedge. If I'm at dinner with I just did it at dinner with my in-laws. I was like, this tape, no. And I like literally grabbed some napkins, rolled them up, got on my hands and knees, put it under there, fixed it. Because you become the hero of the night. Like, if you're the one who gets in it, just go wash your hands.
We figured it out. We figured it out.
Of course, it's self-serving.
It's all about attention.
I don't want to sit at a wobbly table and I want to be the hero of the night. Yeah.
All about, I just hope you're not pulling a Georgia and you're going and washing your hands. And your knees.
Oh, you didn't mean Georgia, our mother. You meant Georgia from Next Gen.
Of course.
I was like, well, you got to specify, Phoebe. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, now let's get into the culture, and we should really just begin and dive right in with the new Sabrina Carpenter album, Man's Best Friend. Phoebe, tell us how you feel.
Here's the thing. I really like the album sonically.
I really like it.
I think it's not as hit heavy as Short and Sweet, which is what everybody's been saying. But what I will say it has over Short and Sweet, in my opinion, is
the production value,
like a decisive voice.
Yeah,
I feel like she was like, this is going to be disco 70s,
yes,
80s. Like
it's very ABBA.
It's very cohesive.
Yeah,
and Short and Sweet felt very all over the place sonically.
I feel like she had to have those catchy radio singles from Short and Sweet because, I mean, it is crazy to think that Man's Best Friend is her 7th album. Like, that's actually insane to think about.
I just want to say this about me. I just want to pat myself on the back.
I love Sabrina Carpenter. It's her first album.
Yes. And I used to play her second album, Evolution, with love at the start of it. Like, you know how it's like Evolution is spelled love is backwards.
Yeah.
That is like a different color.
Oh, well, of course.
And I would play that in the car on the way to school. And I would be like, Mom, she's gonna be massive. Like,
wow.
She's such a good singer. And Mom didn't buy it.
Phoebe's got the ear. Phoebe's got the ear.
And I was just like, no, she's got something. I remember when she performed at the Radio Disney Radio Awards for the first time. Yeah. And I was like, she's gonna be an it girl one day.
You were right,
Here we are.
You were right. And I was wrong. I'll say it too, because I was like not really getting it. But I also think it really is such a testament to the power of branding and the power of an incredible team, because like Sabrina's had the star power, but she was not positioned in a way to really show people. And maybe we weren't ready. And the fact of the matter is,
she had to do her first like 5 records
with Disney.
They had to be on Disney.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think she had the disadvantage of being having the ability to be the Disney it girl at a time where that stopped kind of being a thing.
Yeah, like I guess that's a good point.
Like, it
Miley was out,
and Selena and Demi, because, and I saw an interesting video about this the other day, because someone was like, who were the it girls on Disney and Nickelodeon now? Like, who were the icons for culture?
Yeah.
And someone was like, they don't exist anymore.
No.
Like, that's not how culture operates.
Do you feel
anymore.
like TikTok has influenced that a lot? Like, I feel like the people who were getting famous from the Disney shows and the Disney sitcoms are now just creating their own content on TikTok and putting it out there.
Also, like, there's so many more slots available to people, which is like great for people that are creating, but it's not good, I think, for like the camaraderie that came with having High School Musical come out on a Friday and like having your friends over to watch it.
I know.
And I think,
but there's
that was like, I don't know. It's
there's
sad
a deep nostalgia for it now though. So I could see that kind of coming back. It'll be on streaming. It'll be like, you know, you can watch this on streaming on this night. Maybe Disney Plus will be the one to do it. Maybe it'll be like they're going to do a new DCOM.
Well, especially because they have Hulu now, and that's kind of replaced cable more or less.
So maybe that, I could see it coming back around, because it really is like we're in a deep, deep nostalgia time. But it's interesting. And I also think like there wasn't really a clear vision for where she was going to go at that time with Disney, because like Disney was like, you'll be a Disney girl. And she was probably like, no, I won't. But like, how do I start like inching my way out of this box while still being in it? Whatever. I think we've also become very accustomed to seeing the immediate rise to stardom that TikTok has allowed people to get, as well as like what happened with Chappell Roan, what happened with Olivia Rodrigo. We have seen a few people become stars so fucking fast that it's unimaginable to think that it would have taken Sabrina 7 albums to reach what she's reached by now, you know?
Exactly. In many ways, that makes her one of the more authentic.
I agree.
And I also kind of feel the same way about Olivia. I know Olivia had her like immediate, like driver's license was immediate, and but she kind of was. She also was on Disney, the show. And, like, she had a little bit of, and like All I Want kind of was a song that was popular, and she feels so much less TikTok-y, but I also think she has such a good head on her shoulders, and that like I remember when she toured Sour, I was really impressed that she made the decision to do smaller venues when she didn't have to.
Yeah.
And people were upset about it, but I'm like, you have to think, and someone I think about a lot that struggles with this was Lizzie McAlpine. Is like, we have, before phones and before social media, you had to be performing live all the time to make it. And so you were exercising that muscle your whole career. Whereas now you can sit in your bathtub and put up an amazing song that everybody loves and then have a record deal the next day.
And then be terrible live.
And it's not even about being terrible. It's just like, you're not ready to do that. Well, but you had the demand is there, and Olivia Rodrigo was able to recognize. Yeah, I know that there's a demand for me to do arenas right now, but I'm not. I've never played live like this before, and I'm not ready for it.
That's such a good point, and I don't. It brings me back. It makes me think of Girl in Red opening for the Eras tour, because it was a moment where like, and it was neat hearing Taylor talk about Girl in Red and be like, oh my God, you guys, like, how good is she? Like, the album, like, because she came out that night after Girl in Red performed, and did she have Girl in Red come out and sing something with her? She might have, but she
at our show,
maybe not, but maybe the next, I don't know, maybe some show, I don't know, whatever. She came out at our show, and she talked about how much she loved the album and whatever, which I do think is like such a neat thing that Taylor is willing to do, to use her time to plug another artist, like not even in the opening act. Like, that's a really big deal. But I think that I remember being like, what is happening right now? Watching Girl in Red. I had heard the songs a zillion times because I have a TikTok, right? And now I really, really like Girl in Red's music. I didn't necessarily discover her through the Eras tour, but I really just like her music a lot more now. But I remember being like, oh my God, she is so lost on this stage. Like, she was running around that. Do you remember? She was like running around this. This stage is so big. And she's trying to connect with this massive audience who, frankly, isn't there to see her and isn't compelled at all by this performance and they're not focused on it. And it just felt like she was lost up on that stage.
And the juxtaposition between her and Gracie Abrams.
Yes.
Because Gracie Abrams was, I think that, and also, I mean, it was probably easier for Gracie Abrams because there's like a clear connection between her and Taylor and the kind of music that they're
She's also been in the limelight for so long. There's like some sort of comfortability with that.
Yeah, and I just feel like she was able to command the audience in a different way because she was so sure of herself.
Yeah.
Whereas Girl in Red, I think, felt like she was proving herself more. And also, I mean, that's not really what I meant with the Lizzie McAlpine aspect of it. I think more so what you're seeing with people like her is like, and this is me, like, this is just another annoyance, similar with the Chapel thing. It's like, this is your job.
Yeah.
You've like signed into, whether you like it or not, some kind of contract with your audience where like the attitude of, I can't go on stage tonight has become so potent and like so common, and it's not their fault. And I think I completely empathize with the feelings that they're having, absolutely. But I think it's, to me, what I just want to be clear, I'm not putting it on the artist. To me, I'm putting it on the industry, because the artists, they didn't have the opportunity to start to kind of like wind up instead of just like immediately having to do like a 50 show tour, and it's for an amount of people that you've never done, and they didn't really get a, like, whereas like Taylor is at a point where she's been doing this for so long, she knows what works for her, and she knows that like what's going to be best for her, and for her to be able to do as many shows as she did, it's like, we're only going to do weekends. Obviously smaller artists don't have that luxury, but it's just, we've really like fucked up her not her. We as an industry, it's hard to see that that's not being like recognized, that And it's still, you see TikTok people get signed every day to these massive labels.
Yeah.
And they're never going to say no.
Well, it was a concern we have with Sabrina Carpenter. When she first announced her arena tour, we were like, why the fuck are you doing arenas? And you felt this way too. We both were like, I just feel like this is going to shoot you in the foot so much. It didn't. It ended up working really well. But that's not, maybe that's the norm now with like concert culture. I feel like it's really, and like fan culture, it's really come back to that. But like, again, it doesn't always mean the person who's performing to the sold out arena should be or is prepared to give you the show that arena and that your ticket money deserves. And that's not necessarily their fault. Like it, you know, it just is the circumstance.
Totally.
I think it's neat that Halsey is going to be doing her arena tour and then is also going to be doing smaller venues to like try and reconnect with some of her fans that don't go to arenas or like earlier venues that she's performed. I just think it's kind of cool. But back to Sabrina. Okay. So I think it's really funny because obviously, I have been talking for a while about how I'm like, is this too much with Sabrina? Like, I felt this way about her feather outros, right?
Yeah, you did.
It was feather. Okay. I felt this way about...
nonsense.
Nonsense outros. Yeah. And then, you know, the short and sweet tour, like just knowing that I knew people who were kids who were at this tour and horny is over her head and flashing letters, like things like that I was just like... doing the Eiffel Tower on stage, like at what point do we think it's a little bit too much? At what point, like her performance at the Brits, we were like, is this too much? And I got a lot of pushback from you, but also from people who listen where they're like, you know, stop it, let her be liberated. And so I go into this album with that exact mindset. I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to get from Sabrina Carpenter. This is now what I am expecting, and I'm fine to hear it. Like I'm just expecting it and I'm on board. And now it's too much for Phoebe.
Well,
I know it's not too much for you, but I'm saying this because I understand what you're saying. Like I think it's interesting where the line is for certain people. Like Phoebe does not like the fact that her second single of the album is actually about being wet and that she's going to say it point blank over and over again. I get wet at the thought of you.
I don't like that at all. And again, like I want to be clear because like what you said about people being like, let her be liberated. We don't have an issue with it.
I have
like,
zero issue. I am a pretty liberated woman. Like, I want you all to know that.
It's just like, I don't know. And again, like maybe it's challenging my own opinions and like my own beliefs and everything. But like, I don't know if I wanted to be super commercially successful, which obviously she doesn't have an issue with that. I'm not saying that she needs our advice or anything like that. But like, it just feels like I was talking to my friend Bobby about this a little bit and I was like, I don't know, like it's just a little bit much for me this time around. And it's not that I'm not going to listen to it. I love the album. I'm going to keep listening to it. And I really like the song Tears. I just was a little bit surprised that it was that.
It is a pearl clutching moment, but it's like we're not pearl clutchers just because we're clutching our pearls at this, you know?
But Bobby was like, I listen to Cupcake. It doesn't phase me. And I'm like, yeah, but Cupcake isn't...
It's like, the pandering to the younger audiences. That is what it is.
That's not really what bothers me. Because at that point, we know who she is. Like,
you're saying about Cupcake.
It shouldn't be... No, but what I'm saying is like Cupcake's music isn't going to be played on Hits 1 ever.
Well, exactly.
It's not that kind of music. Exactly. Sabrina's will be.
And I just think
there's a level of commercial stuff with her music that it's just like doesn't feel super compatible. My other thing that I was telling Caroline and Amber about it was like something that I think a reason the writing didn't irritate me as much. Irritate's the wrong word. Make me kind of be like, whoa, I guess is a better way to put it. Is other than the line that's like is saying horny, like that's whatever. But like
you mean in short and sweet, you're talking about.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff was double entendre based and like there were innuendos. The writing was just smart. Not that there isn't smart writing on this album, but it's just like we couldn't come up with a better pun, a better way to insinuate what we're saying in Tears. Like I just think it felt a little lazier this time.
Well, and here's where I'll kind of challenge it.
I'm gonna get pitchforks for saying the word lazy.
You are. I'm gonna kind of challenge that, but in a friendly way, because I do feel like, you know, the context in the musicality of Tears, where, you know, I get wet at the thought of you, and holding it there for a second and not knowing what's coming next, and her next line being a responsible guy, like that to me is the
I guess
smartness
that's true.
of it. And then the tears run down my thighs is a lot, but it's also a little bit more like,
I guess that's
and
true.
thinking that people knew it was, thought it was going to be like a breakup, like a sad song.
Yeah.
So that's where I feel like the cleverness comes in for that song for me.
Yeah. That makes
she is still saying, I get wet at the thought of you, which for some people is a visceral thing that you don't want to hear a song.
I still feel that way a little bit, but you explaining it that way made me, it's a little bit better to me now.
I think that what was really fun about Short and Sweet is we were looking for it. We were looking for the double entendres. We were looking for the innuendo. And this one, we're not looking for it. We're less looking for where's the inappropriate reference and where is the tie-in to making this appropriate. We're more, you know what I mean? It's like she's kind of flipped it. Now, I do think the other thing is, and this is where I'm going to sound like a prude, I do think I'd like to see from Sabrina her not have to do this. And that is where I think it's a little bit of the sexual fatigue for some people who aren't loving this, where it's just like,
I'm most like, I wonder,
does she have to?
I go back and forth between being like, when is she going to be able to stop doing this? Because I'm like,
because now I'm like, I don't think she ever can. It's her second album like this.
No, but I'm also like, I don't think she wants to. It doesn't seem like something she feels like she has to do.
No, I agree. She likes where she is. She likes what she's doing. She's comfortable with it. 100%.
But I'm going to push back on you saying I don't think that she can. I think she can get out of it. I don't think she wants to, but I think that like she's demonstrated on these albums across the span, the whole span of her career, that I think she's a really talented writer. And I think too. When she gets older, if she ever decides to start writing different, I think there's always going to be like a quippiness to her writing, but I think I won't be surprised if like in a couple albums it's not like this anymore, and I think we're still going to really like it, because also she has a great ear and she writes with people that don't write songs like this. Like Amy Adams isn't writing just songs that sound like this. But when we were talking about the Renee rap album, which I like a lot more now, and maybe this is me being a prude and I don't want people to like, but like I just want to say, this isn't us being a prude, because me and Caroline weren't two of the people that were like annoyed about the album cover.
No, the album cover I had no issue with.
I had no issue with it. So it's not like, I don't want people to put words in our mouth and make it like, because like they're such a big part of the argument is like there's such a push back towards conservatism,
which
and
is
like repressing women like that, which is like not
where
what we're saying.
Coming from,
But I just think maybe I don't know. I just feel like the amount and the like blatantness that people are having when they write about sex now is like kind of crazy to me.
Well, and one thing, okay.
In Renee's album, it felt a little lazy too. Also,
I'll say this. I will say this. And this is going to make me sound like one of the people who's like saying that we're prudes, but like I know men have been doing it. Like men have been doing it.
That was what I was.
So it's hard to say it, it's hard for us to sit here and say this. My main issue with it, and here's the thing. I will listen to Cupcake. I'll listen to Nicki Minaj sing about this all day long I remember when Black Eyed Peas came out with My Humps, and it was like, holy fuck. And I was like all over it. I still am all over it. Like that kind of thing. I don't have a problem with slutty music. I don't have a problem with
not
any
at all.
Of that.
We love Kim Petras. We love Slater. We love stuff like this.
Absolutely.
Like, it's not about that. It's just.
But the thing is, for me, with Sabrina, because I also get so excited when Taylor talks about fucking. I'm like, hell yeah! Like we find a sex positive Taylor Swift moment. We love.
She does it in a more
very sparingly,
and it's in a more. She writes about it. Oh, another person that we love is Ariana Grande. Like,
oh my god, yes, that's a perfect example. I'm gonna listen to Ariana Grande do it all the time. I think for me, Sabrina's pandering to younger audiences makes it problematic for me, because I'm sorry, it's weird. Like it is weird that I have young kids who talk to me about how excited they are, and then I listen to this album and I'm like, I don't fucking want you listening to this, because you're gonna hear something and you're not gonna know what it means, and then you're gonna want to find out, or you're gonna be singing it or whatever. Like that is where for me I think it gets a little weird, where if you're gonna go so hard in the paint this direction, stop.
What do you feel about the responsibility that or the response that people typically have when you say that, of like, it's not her responsibility?
I think that it's not her it's not her responsibility to decide who listens to her music. However, the encouragement of those young audiences and the marketing to those young audiences to listen to her music, I think is strange.
I haven't noticed that,
I keep coming back to this TikTok she does where she acknowledges that her fans are 11 years old and 30 years old and she loves them all. Like, that is a video she made on the Short and Sweet tour where it's...
Yeah, but is she like... I still don't feel like she panders to them.
Okay. I talk to kids a lot. I think that's where this is also coming from.
No.
I'm not
it's
saying
not that.
but I'm just saying, like,
I believe kids are listening
the way
to
that,
it.
that my 5th grade students want to go to her concert. And I'm like, your mom's going to die if she takes you to that concert. But
isn't that just like... I feel like there's an aspect of that is like her music is just on the radio and they really like her music. So like, I don't know how much of it is her being like,
she's a
I
Disney
want
kid.
kids to listen to my music.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah, but she's not to those kids anymore.
Yeah, but when you come
like she
from
was,
that
she was a Disney
world,
kid when I was a kid.
I don't know. I do feel like,
and it's like with Miley in 2013, like
she wasn't she was separating herself so much from kids. She was saying, I'm not a role model. I do not want to be a role model for your kids. Miley said that. You know what I mean? Like, she was like, that is not who I am. Sabrina is not making that line clear. You can admit that. Sabrina is not saying, I don't want the younger audiences. And of course, she shouldn't have to say it, but it is like all of this to say, but I think I wanted to start this whole thing by saying also is like, I love this album more than I love Short and Sweet. Like, I've listened to it on repeat since it came out. I'm really enjoying it. And I came into it from the Short and Sweet perspective where I had my sort of pearl clutching moment where I was like, oh my God, all of these kids are watching you and they're like wanting to go to your concert. And like, I literally, Phoebe, had one of my vocal students ask me to take them to the concert because they didn't want their mom to go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I literally, this student came in and she was like, I got tickets to the concert before, I think it was before all the album had come out or something. Is that even possible? I don't know. But she got tickets and then she was like, well, now that I've heard all the songs like Juno and stuff, like I don't know. I don't really want my mom to take me anymore. Would you be free to take me and my friend to see it? Because I wouldn't feel comfortable seeing it with my mom. Part of it, I don't know. I mean, maybe she's not pandering to the younger audiences, but whether we like it or not, they're all obsessed with her. And I
think you would just like to see her maybe take the Miley Cyrus approach of saying, this is
for
like,
you.
Say it. I make music for adults.
And then if you're, you know what? Because the thing is, like, kids are still going to listen to it if they're still going to listen to it.
Then that just takes, it also just like alleviates any responsibility
Sabrina has.
People may
can't
feel
have
she
this
has.
Conversation about her.
I'm not even saying that she feels. It's more so then it takes away the power from people to be able to say.
This conversation doesn't happen if she has said, this isn't for you, you know? I also think a lot of her visuals lean a little bit childlike sometimes, which there was just that discourse I think about her Lolita
doing the
thing.
Lolita photo
so there
shoot.
are things like that,
and I don't think she's the only one that's done that.
Not.
Someone else did that.
And like,
same
you can
Sprinkler
tell me
photo
as much
shoot.
as you want that like she's like, oh, I don't even know that was Lolita, but like it's a very famous Lolita image of her reading a book, laying on her stomach in the grass and the sprinklers being on in a white dress,
right, in a very similar outfit. It's also like,
and like she's now
reading the book, it's like clearly that prop feels like it was meant
there are things like that I'm like, and that's where I do, but at the same point, do whatever you fucking want. I love slutty Ariana Grande, but I also think,
but just do it responsibly.
Ariana Grande is not saying like, hey kids, like this is for you. Not that Sabrina's doing that, but sometimes I think that like her aesthetics, her Disney upbringing, I also think that, and that's an issue with Disney, is like parents, and not an issue with Disney, it's with parents too. Like with parents are like, oh, she's a Disney girl, like you can listen. They don't even like look because they just see the Disney stamp of approval, which we should know better now since the class of Miley, Selena, Demi. Like we should know better than to just do that. But anyway, I'm loving the album. I think House Party is my favorite track.
I love that one. Ironically, I think Tears might be my favorite right now.
I absolutely love her having Coleman Domingo in the video and sort of doing the Rocky Horror recreation.
So awesome.
So fun. And that is the other thing, is I love her aesthetics. Like I think she does a really great job with them. And just sometimes
I like Nobody's Son a lot.
Nobody's Son. I gotta go to the track list.
And When Did You Get Hot? I'm loving all the people are making all these fan cams of Role Model. with that song, and it's just like he might be the hottest man alive.
Wow. Is it about him?
No.
Oh,
it's just like
just applying it. I understand.
It's just like a thirst trap video.
I gotta say, "Man-Child's" like my least favorite song, and it's not just because I've heard it the most.
I don't know if it's my least favorite. I need to keep listening. I listened like twice.
But I really am enjoying it. I found myself like laughing at some of her lines. And
I love that run she does in "When Did You Get Hot?" The right before she goes into the second chorus, and you hear her talk, and she's like, "Wait, I need to take a deep breath. Like I need to like." And then she does like this crazy run. It's awesome.
There are some runs that sounded Ariana Grande-esque, and at
this
points.
Is what I've been saying.
No, I know. I kept thinking about how you've been saying that. Would you agree she hasn't been showing off her vocals as much until now?
Yeah, I think album-wise. I think to me, because again, subtle flex, I've been listening for so long. Yeah. I had been seeing her. I had seen a lot of iterations of a lot of her songs, and I knew what a powerhouse she was.
There's also an attitude, and I had someone say this to me once, and I will never forget it because it was the casting director of Six the Musical on Broadway. I sang my audition song for her. I sang Too Pretty, and she afterwards looked at me and she said, and I do a ton of like vocal riffs and runs in that song, and she goes, "Listen, no one's ever told you you're a bad singer. No one's ever going to." Which I was like, "Thank you, correct." Except for my sister Phoebe. Just kidding.
And hey, never said that.
But she goes, "But you need to." What did she said it in a way, I won't say it perfectly, but she was like, "You need to understand when it's vocal gymnastics and when it has a point." And I was like, that is actually really valid. She was like, "All these runs, I want you to go through every single one with me and explain to me what the point of it was. How is that furthering your story? Do you need it?" Because what I'm seeing is like, okay, she's just trying to show me everything she can do. I know from one run what you can do. I know from the first moment that you can sing. I'll call you in and ask you to do the runs that I want to hear. But like, think about it from the perspective of like, is this just vocal gymnastics for the sake of vocal gymnastics?
Right.
Or am I moving the plot for whatever? And it was just an interesting thing. And I think that is something that young vocalists need to learn pretty quickly. And when you're inundated with pop music, with all the riffs and the runs and the Ariana Grande of it all, it's really easy to forget that. But then, so I feel like maybe in Sabrina's earlier music, there even was more of that, where she tampered it out a little bit for Short and Sweet to be more marketable. It's because she was like, I'm not trying to occupy the Ariana Grande space. I'm not trying to occupy the greatest vocalista on the scene. I'm trying to be the song you can't get out of your head. I'm trying to be the brand that you're hit over the head with that you can't get out, so that I can come in with my next album and show you that, you know? Right. I don't know if you think there's any like validity to that, but maybe.
I think, yeah, I would agree. I would agree for the most part.
So I actually also, I don't know that I think Sabrina actually articulated it as clearly as she could have to Gayle King, but one thing that I liked her explanation of the cover a little bit. And after hearing the album, it does make more sense to me. And it's this idea of her basically saying like, there are going to be times in a relationship where a woman is going to understand that she is not in control. She's given up the control to the man willingly at that time. And there's a little bit of that give and take, and she's deciding when she's willing to do it. And she's like, and a little bit of how that is like a sickness in a relationship. She doesn't say it that way, but it's almost like she allowed Barry, is what I'm getting from this, she was like, it was me begging for treats, begging for a text, begging for whatever, and him throwing me around as he wanted to. And I was subscribing to that willingly. I was allowing that to be what happened. And that was the choice that I was making as a woman at the time. And it didn't feel like it wasn't empowering, but now I'm like, I don't want to choose that anymore. So with the album of him grabbing her hair and her being, you know, okay, I'll be man's best friend. I'll beg you for a treat. I'll sit and stay and do whatever you want me to do so that you respond to my texts. But that's not really who she is. And it's sort of the play into that and how women will choose to do that at times for men. And I don't think she's saying it's a good thing. I just think she's saying it's a thing that happens.
Yeah, it's not good or bad.
Yeah, it's not good or bad. It isn't good or bad. Yeah, exactly. That's what she's saying. And so that, I think, made more sense to me with the album cover. And I still, looking at the album cover, I'm like, the things to be upset about with Sabrina Carpenter, this just, like, she's clothed. Like, I'm just like, I
think it looks cool. I think it's a good cover.
Yeah.
I think it's a fun thing.
But I honestly feel like because she primed herself in this like sexual arena with Short and Sweet, that there was no way to view this cover not in an overtly sexual sort of way.
People have decided that there's no depth to her. So I think when they looked at this, they weren't like, thinking about how it could be a commentary on something.
Yes.
They were thinking about, this is just, of course, it's like a sex cover.
Which is also where I want to say something, bringing in the Sydney Sweeney of it all, which we're going to talk about in a second. But her bathwater thing, you know, how like we kind of talked about how we didn't have a problem with Sabrina's album, but we did have a problem with Sydney selling her bathwater soap. And I think part of the thing there is Sabrina's marketing it to women. You know, Sydney,
I think we said that.
Yeah,
we said Sydney Sweeney is the beautiful woman for men,
marketing it
and
herself.
Sabrina
for
Carpenter
men,
is the beautiful woman
for women. And exactly, and that's why her songs also the nastiness of the sexuality. It's tied in with humor. It's tied in with like this intelligence. It's not just like I want to be nasty for the sake of being nasty
and for
all
the money.
Time. Yeah,
which is like get your bag, whatever. But Sydney Sweeney, I don't think you need to be doing that to get your bag.
And also
kind of the thing.
Sydney's response to it, and she goes, "Well, it was interesting because the people who had complaints about it were mostly women when they couldn't wait to get their hands on Jacob Elordi's." Well, let's also remember that women have been sexualized for men's consumption for our entire fucking existence, and that's what we're fighting against. If a man's doing it, that's a completely different thing, Sydney. Like you're ignoring that. Like we're disappointed in you feeding into.
It's also like Sydney. It's
give me a break.
Just if you weren't also. It wasn't the bathwater alone that was the issue. I think it was the amalgamation of things that have been happening around your career and decisions that you've made. And this was before the jeans. Well, maybe not before the MAGA thing, but like, it's just like I completely lost my train of thought.
I think I know what you're
saying. Oh, it was just the whole thing of everything. It was like, this felt like, girl, what are you doing?
Well, and it was the commercial. Have you been a dirty boy? Like it was like there was no faking that this was like a joke or this was for women in any way. This was like, hey, dirty boys, do you want to get in a bath with me? And then thinking about what these men were probably fucking doing. Like it's a lot different than the girls who probably brought a candle that said it was scented like Jacob Elordi's bathwater from also the movie he was in. Hello? Like there's a big difference there.
No, but Sydney. I think that her I guess because it works for his brand.
It was a plot line in his movie. That's why we were talking about his bathwater. Like no one was talking about your bathwater except to be a disgusting man. We were talking about Jacob Elordi's bathwater because Barry Keoghan drank it in Saltburn. That's why we were talking about it. So like, you know, anyway. All right. So overall, I think Short and Sweet is fabulous. Who produced the first album? I know it's not her first album and I know this one's not called not called Short and Sweet.
Jack Antonoff mainly.
Jack Antonoff did Short and Sweet?
He did, and like I think Julian Bonetta.
Okay. I was wondering. I think the production value on this album is like astounding.
I think it's really good.
It's really
I think
really
Julian was probably on this one too. And Amy Allen is still writing with her.
You called her Amy Adams earlier and I was content to just believe that was her name. Yeah.
Amy Allen.
Okay, Amy Allen. Got it. All right. Well, I want to dive in for a second to the Amanda Knox show because I need to influence Phoebe to watch it and all of you. The new Amanda Knox show, first of all, crazy that it's produced by Amanda Knox and Monica Lewinsky. What is it called? I don't remember what it's called.
I don't know. I haven't picked it up yet.
It's on Hulu. And this is a scripted series. So what I'm loving about this, it's Grace Van Patten. She plays Amanda Knox. I think she's amazing. I don't know that I've ever seen her in anything else, but I think she's fabulous in this show. A few things I need to say about it. One, it is primarily in Italian. So there is a lot of reading, but I don't think that
she's the girl from Tell Me Lies. Did you ever watch that?
Okay. Lots of lying stuff for her. No, I didn't watch it. She looks a lot like Shailene Woodley.
Yeah, she does.
But anyway, don't let the Italian dissuade you from watching the show. It's really good because if you're an Amanda Knox follower, like I feel like everyone is, but then I meet people like my husband who doesn't fucking know who she is, which is insane.
And your best friend.
And Kelly, yeah.
At what point is that your responsibility?
No, I know. And I was like, this is actually the perfect opportunity. But then I realized it's mostly in Italian. There's no way Kelly's doing it. There's no way Kelly's fucking doing it. So we're going to have to get her on the dock, which is fine. We can do that. If you're not familiar with Amanda Knox, I don't know what rock you've been living under, but she is the American study abroad student who was convicted with murdering her roommate Meredith in Italy. And she was imprisoned. And then she says still that she didn't do it. She's now out of jail. She's made a bunch of documentaries. I actually don't know what the consensus is. I don't know.
It's weird because like I remember when Lily posted that thing in our family group chat and like didn't realize who Amanda Knox was.
Yeah.
And we were all, or like, I think she had a different opinion.
Yeah.
But she didn't really know the story.
Yeah.
And I think you, me, and Mom, who had followed it here and there, we were like, no, I think the consensus is she didn't do it.
Yeah. I think the consensus is that she didn't do it, especially now that we've got this produced by Monica Lewinsky.
Exactly. Caroline and I were just talking about this, like the idea of having Monica Lewinsky buy into it. I think she's so concerned with the things that she says yes to now that if she really thought there was a chance that Amanda Knox did it, I don't think she would have done it.
And it's like women telling their own stories, taking back their power. And honestly, watching this gives me such a different take on it, because even when I'm watching the documentary with Amanda Knox saying I didn't do it, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just taking your fucking word for it. Like, I don't know if you did it. Like, I don't want to think you did it. You don't seem like the type of person who would like kill your roommate.
You don't necessarily seem like someone that I want to go grab a beer with.
No.
But you don't seem like someone who murdered
her roommate.
Which
but
I think what she was guilty of was being a fucking weirdo.
Well, yeah, and that is evident in the show, which I think is one of the reasons I need Phoebe to watch it. But watching it gives me such a different perspective too on how unfair this was. Like, because the first episode, you got to get past the first one, okay? Because they're going to take you back to the scene of the crime, and they take you back and they have Grace Van Patten playing Amanda Knox, walking into her apartment, finding the crime scene, going through everything that happened after that, of course, according to Amanda, but still. And one thing that's crazy is like Amanda's Italian wasn't that good. She was not that good at Italian. And everyone in Italy who was on the police staff, on the FBI, they all spoke Italian. So they're asking her for statements, and she is speaking broken Italian to them. So they're there's one moment where there's a text, and they're going through her texts in her phone. And she also doesn't even realize that she's like, she needs a lawyer. She doesn't even realize that she's like a suspect the way that they're talking to her. She just thinks she's like, she found the crime scene, she's helping out. She doesn't understand what they're saying. And then you've got like her boyfriend, Raffaele, who is kind of the translator, who also gets roped into all of this. But there's a moment of like, is he protecting her by not telling her everything? Like they obviously think she did it, but he's not really conveying that to Amanda, I think, to protect her feelings. But like, it's ultimately probably hurting her more because she's not treating this as though she's someone who did anything wrong. And there's this moment where they're looking at a text and they're like, did you go see Patrick this night? And she's like, no, I didn't. And they're like, well, your text says see you later. It says see you later, liar. Oh. And she's like, no, but I didn't see him. And they're like, you made plans with him to see him later. And she's like, no, I did. That's just in America. We just say like, see you. It's like, ciao. It's like, bye. Like even just explaining the little differences culturally and verbiage like that comes into play, you know? And
guys, the lesson here is don't commit a crime in another country.
Well, the lesson here is don't go to another country because she didn't commit a crime is what we are believing, like with this.
Well, don't get involved.
Don't get involved
with the crime.
Right. If you can help it, because she asked for this. She comes home from her boyfriend's house and finds out that her roommate is fucking dead, and she asked for that. But like they have a moment where they have her open the knife drawer, okay, in their kitchen. They're like, open the knife drawer. And Amanda has a fucking panic attack. And they're like, guilty. She was reliving the scene of the crime, whatever. And then they're talking to her and they're speaking to her in Italian, and she's like, si, saying yes to things she doesn't even know what she's fucking saying yes to. They don't even have a translator there for half the time. Like, it's just, she can't speak to her mother. Her mom is calling her on the phone, calling her. They've confiscated her phone. She can't talk to her mom. Her mom gets to Italy and sees on the news a picture of her daughter. And she's like, who is that? Does anyone speak English? Like, who is that? And they're like, oh,
the moms American- of the liars. The moms of the liars. Any given day. Getting home from work.
What? Why are they on the news? Literally. But they're like, oh, the American girl killed the British one. And she's like, what? Like, that's the first she's hearing of it. So there's just like so much about it that really seeing it from this perspective of like in real time, like it's one thing to hear Amanda talk about it, but it's another thing to see this happen. And it's like, this could literally have happened to anyone is how it feels when you're watching this. Like this. Now, on the other hand, there are fucking moments where there is this moment I called Phoebe about. I was like, I need you to watch this fucking show because I cannot believe this. And you know it has to be true because Foxy Knoxy was involved with the making of this. That's what they called her, by the way. Amanda Knox is sitting there. She's been interrogated for hours. And the Italian cop is like, all right, do you want a break? I'm going to go get you some water. And Amanda tells the translator, oh, I'm actually kind of hungry. And the translator's like, she's hungry, tells the woman in Italian. The woman in Italian like looks at her and she's like, okay, I'll get her some candy from the vending machine. The translator tells Amanda, she's going to get you some candy from the vending machine. Amanda goes, I'm actually like not a big sweets person. And it's like, girl, shut the fuck up. Girl, shut the fuck up.
That is
your roommate is dead.
Imagine moving through the world like that.
Then there's a moment where they have to go back in the crime scene and they're giving her the little slips to like put over your shoes. And they're like something pietas, which is foot. And Amanda goes, pieta, as she's like putting them on. And then she stands up and goes, ta-da, like that. And there's an entire crew of like paparazzi, press, like the cops, everyone. And they look at her, they're just like, what is... As she's walking into the crime scene.
Do you think there were times during the production of this where Monica Lewinsky was like,
did you really do that? Are you sure you want to leave this in? But it
Monica's
is
like,
adding to like, well, this is how it happened.
A hotel like for hours because I didn't want the paparazzi to see me.
And she, ta-da, literally. And then there's a moment where she's like flirting with this like police guy and she starts doing tricks and she does a split on the floor of the police station and the head Italian cop comes out and she's like, what are you fucking doing? This is a police station. Like, have some respect. So it's like things like that keep fucking happening. And it adds in, they're like, she has no sympathy for what's happened here. She has no empathy. She's not like rocked by this at all. So it's very interesting. I think it's really well done. I would love for you to watch it so we can really talk about it. But I mean, the Amanda Knox story is just fascinating, but watching it, like I might be a full converter to the camp. She didn't do it after this. I don't know. I'm only on like episode 4, but
I'll give it a watch, but it's hunting wives for me today.
I know. Ariana dropping a surprise tour. Oh my God.
So excited.
I can't believe it. I hope we get to go. It's going to be hard. It's going to be borderline impossible. Do you think harder than Eras Tour? I think it might be.
Yeah. Only because there's so few shows. And I don't think she's going to add too many.
No. There are a lot of people. I had a lot of kids who didn't know who she was before Wicked who are now like, I want to go to her tour even though I don't know her music. But that's also what I mean about the difference in the marketing. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't know who she was.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
She's one of the biggest pop stars of all time. They didn't know who she was.
I guess that's until true.
Wicked. Did you say it's Wicked pandering? How dare you?
No, but now I'm like, is Ariana pandering to a younger audience if she says don't go as a kid?
If she says don't go or if she doesn't?
No, if she doesn't.
Well, I don't know if Eternal Sunshine was like as insane as her former shit.
I know, and she doesn't. She thinks we all hate Positions, so she won't. Do anything from that.
Set list has allegedly been updated, and Positions is on there. Greedy is on there. Thank you. Next.
I wouldn't trust anything that's out there right now about it.
Okay.
I would highly doubt if she even has a solidified set list yet.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that I saw something, and I don't remember where I saw it, but if it was a set list, I would be fucking thrilled.
Well, yeah, Greedy should be on there, and Be All Right.
Be All Right, I don't think
with the original SNL choreography.
We gonna be all right. I love We Gonna Be All Right. Oh, you're right. That's not that song.
That's Kendrick Lamar.
We gonna be all right. Okay, I got it. All right, let's get into some other people's business. Cardi B is on trial, and it is epic. Are you paying attention to any of this?
I've seen some clips, but I haven't really been locked in.
Dude, it's fucking funny. She is on trial because allegedly a security officer, this happened like years ago. I want to say, I'm going to get it wrong, maybe 2019 or 2017. This security officer says that Cardi B physically assaulted her. Cardi was pregnant at the time. And that she had like to get like cosmetic surgery on her face, and she wants Cardi B to pay for that and all this stuff. Cardi B is showing up to this courtroom in a different wig every single day. Like serving look, she is glammed the fuck up, and people are saying like this is why she became a star, because she cannot help but be herself. She is so, they were like, what did you say to her? Did you call her fat? No, I didn't call her fat. And they're like, well, what did you say? And she goes, you want me to like say it to her like right now? You want me to say it? And she's like doing the whole thing, and they're like, yes, say it. And she goes, I said, get out of my face, you fucking bitch. She like just like says it, but she's like, you want me to right to her? And there's a moment where she talks about being pregnant. She's like, I couldn't do fucking anything. I was pregnant. I wasn't hitting her. She goes on and on and on. I have to say, the prosecutor should go to hell. He sounds like
isn't
such
it also
an asshole.
Someone was saying on Twitter that like, I think you just explained this all. Never mind. That basically like the hotel was like No one was supposed to, like, she was promised a certain level of privacy. Maybe. By the hotel.
Yeah, I'm sure
and
that's
then
true.
This person
and like, where are the tapes?
Was filming.
Yeah, the security officer was filming her. Yes, that's what it was. And she said, "Why the fuck are you filming me, you fucking bitch?" or something, like, "Get out of my fucking face," like something like that.
And I think
she was pregnant. She was hiding that she was pregnant at the time too. She was pregnant with Offset's kid, and people didn't know. So she also was like,
why the hotel was like promising her a certain level of privacy.
But so in that case, would that mean that they didn't have security cameras down there where this happened, and so we don't have any footage? Because I'm like, how do we not have footage? And also, if you were filming, do you not have footage of the scuffle too? You know, did your phone not get thrown from your hand?
Yeah, that's a good point. And it was still recording. Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know.
But yeah, it does seem like it's being so funny.
But it is, she's cracking up. But there was a moment where she goes, "Hello?" And the prosecutor goes, "Hi. Yeah, I'm waiting." And I was like, ew. Like, I can't believe she didn't get mean. I would have gotten mean. I would have been like, okay, go fuck yourself. Don't talk to me like that, you fucking asshole. Anyway, but I'm loving it. Okay, before we get into reality TV though, we need to like talk to the Swifties. We need to talk to them. I know we're all really excited. We're all really hyped up about the engagement, and that, let's keep that same energy. Like, yes, I'm fucking loving this. I got to explain to Anthony today. He was like, "What did Joe Alwyn do?" And I was like, ugh, I'm so excited to talk to you about this. And I got to just kind of like explain to them. We got in the car and I played So Long London. I was like, is this giving you a little more?
Did you play You're Losing Me?
No, I didn't play You're Losing Me. I know. I explained to him about You're Losing Me, and that Midnights was like a breakup album that we didn't realize. Mm-hmm. And then I played So Long London. I played So High School, just, you know, for a little bit of an extra whatever. And then I played Guilty as Sin so that he could also kind of, I was like, this is happening in the relationship. Oh, man, we went through the whole thing. But have you not seen what's been going on with Gabriette versus the Swifties?
So fucking funny.
It's funny, but I'm also like, guys, you need to stop.
This is giving, here's what it's giving. It's giving the theater kids, no offense to you.
Okay.
Just in a stereotypical high school.
Okay.
It's giving the theater kids think that they are like giving it.
No,
to, like,
I know.
But Gabriette, Maddie, and Charlie are like meaner. The cool stoner kids.
Yes.
That are like,
you should be afraid of them.
They're just cooler than you.
Yes.
They're going to put you in your place in a way that's going to make you like feel so much worse about yourself.
You're going to want to die. You're going to want to die.
Like this idea, like when people keep, Gabriette might not be like pretty to you in a stereotypical way, but she is a model, and like
she is high fashion.
You guys aren't like and when you are posting Taylor in some of these outfits that like you guys love,
Gabriette wouldn't be caught dead in it. Yeah, absolutely. And this is like why they don't fucking like you guys. Like, this is why Swifties have a bad rep. Okay, here's what happened. I believe it was on one of Veronica is Cool's
Yes, can you
videos.
believe that's where it started?
Okay. Crazy place for this to originate. Crazy place for us to get, what is it, patient zero.
Patient zero?
Is Veronica is Cool. She posted something like, it was like what she thinks the new Taylor Swift album is going to sound like, right?
Yeah. Like blatantly.
Gabriette comments and goes, "Oh my God, babe, do record Actually Romantic next." Which, that is a song I think some people are thinking might end up being a dig at Charlie.
There were leaks that I haven't read, but yeah, people are thinking it's a dig at Charlie.
Okay.
And just that friend group in general.
Yeah. And so I saw a lot of people saying that this is confirmation that Gabriette is engaging with the leaks, which I'm like, does it? Because we got the track list.
Well, no, people were thinking that it meant that she read it and she knows that it's about them.
But I think even if you haven't read the leaks, you guys, we could know that. Like,
well, I wasn't even thinking it was a dig on Everything's Romantic. I was more so, I do think it's about Maddie versus Travis. Yeah. But this idea that the Swifties are like, Gabriette and Maddie have engaged for a whole year and they're not even married. Like, it's clear that Maddie is like crashing out over Taylor and Travis getting married, and Gabriette's having a hard time with that. And I'm like, okay, you guys make fun of Gaylors, and right now there's some crazy stuff going on over there.
I know.
And that's not really the camp of things where me and Caroline ever sat.
No.
Having fun. We just like having fun.
We're speculators, and you know that.
we're not crashing out over this. Everybody chill out.
No.
Not that they've been saying that about us, but like I want to be clear that there's a line in the sand of where.
But it is funny because it's bringing Gaylors a new level of the spotlight that they haven't previously had. And it's like, guys, Anthony asked me about it. Anthony was like, so like, what's the deal with this? Like Gaylor's like, she's marrying a man, like she's not gay. And I was like,
I saw something on like an NFL Reddit that was like, did you guys see that there are fans of hers that think she's gay?
Oh my god! And I was like, well, Anthony, first, sexuality is a spectrum, and we know that. Okay, just because she's marrying a man, that doesn't mean she didn't have a tryst with Carly Kloss.
Which, guys, sorry, I stand by.
Which there's too much evidence to not give it but here's bit.
I just want people to be clear, like the difference is that like it's not going to ruin my life or my day.
The difference is we're really happy for her and Travis and we love them and we're not going to check ourselves in anywhere. Like it's okay. It's also like I don't know her as much as I feel like I do. Mm-hmm. I know at the end of the day,
which is what I just don't understand how like the same people that are making up these theories about how Gabriette and Maddie are feeling about the engagement are the people who are like, see, the Gaylors are completely crashing out.
I know. I'm like, we're all like, crashing out.
You know, actually, I'm sitting pretty. I'm sitting perfectly fine.
I look pretty too. I'm sitting pretty and I look fucking pretty. Yeah. Sit still, look pretty. And you've been told that a guy right here gonna rule the world, and here's what I'm gonna be because I wanna be. I don't wanna sit still, look pretty. Pretty. You're not even gonna laugh a little bit. You're such a downer.
In my brain, I went back to Chainsmokers era.
When
I saw her graduate,
I did a really good womp womp the other. Yeah, crazy. I was about to say something I shouldn't even put out here, but do I dare? I was there when I got to watch her audition for the holiday show and knock it in. Isn't that crazy? You know. We also had the same voice teacher.
Yeah, I know. As Renee Rapp.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, that's just some
She seems
cool
lore. Now, though. She seems like she's
figured it out a little bit.
I agree. That's exactly how it feels. It feels like she's just like gotten comfortable.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when she became famous, not that it's crazy that we're having Grace Tandon discourse right now on the podcast.
I know, it is crazy.
But I do think that there was probably part of her that was like, Hideaway was so popular like her senior year of high school, and she was still very much who she was in high school.
Yeah.
And so she needed time to, and then Chainsmokers, like she didn't have time to ease into, like she didn't have time to really.
She won a Grammy in like her first year of making music,
literally. And and as who she was in high school, so I think it was probably, it just took her a second, but she seems
to have figured it out. I do want to say it just like did take her some time though, and I'm like, I fear it's too much time has passed for her to like get back what she had. Not that that's what she wants. I did like
that one song though. What did she, a couple years ago?
Almost all her songs are hits. Like she releases.
No, but there was like, it was like a different kind of vibe. The last one that I was like, oh, I like that song.
I do keep up with her music, so if you say the title, I probably know it because I listen to like everything she releases. Because I'm curious, like to support a local girly. But I do wonder sometimes, and like she went so long without really like feeding us.
She was new.
Yes, new was good.
2017.
She was everywhere and then she was nowhere. And it's like, I wonder if it's going to be a fight for her to like get that back, if that's what she wants, which right now it kind of does seem like that's what she wants. So
I hope she can. Go Mount Lebanon.
Me too. But back to Gabriette. Some of the things that we saw, you guys, like, okay. So basically, Gabriette comments that. And people go nuts and people start flooding her tagged photos with photos of Taylor. They're doing like the huge, like across the whole grid images of Taylor. That really good one where Taylor's looking back in her midnight rain bodysuit with her booty. You know the one. They're doing.
Which, guys, by the way, she also probably makes fun of that.
I know she probably does. But I hope. Like if I'm Taylor, here's where it really is. And Swifties, maybe this will speak to you. If I'm Taylor, I'm mortified. If I'm Taylor, I'm not like, go get her. I'm not like, yeah, Swifties. I'm like, this is so fucking embarrassing.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes, I agree. And it's like, both of them have moved on. So
and like imagining Taylor, imagining that Maddie and Gabriette are fucking laughing at her and Charlie.
Oh my God, I don't want to die.
I mean, we think Taylor's had some pretty severe crash outs. So this would be one of my worst. I would flip the fuck out.
And it's like, guys, she just needs on her plate. She's marrying a Super Bowl champion.
This is an exciting week for her, and you guys are actually taking some of that away by doing this nonsense. Playing tic-tac-toe on Gabriette's head. She's seen it.
the way that she and Travis talk, I'm like, Jason Kelsey's seen it. But I don't know that Taylor and Travis have.
Yeah, well, I hope they fucking haven't. I was like, what is this? I thought someone made like a fake account for Gabriette because I kept seeing on Twitter like screenshots and it was like Gabriette's Instagram profile and all these photos of Taylor. And then I realized, oh no, they're in her tag photos playing tic-tac-toe on Gabriette's head. They're writing like, Maddie will never love you like he loved Taylor. Like he's dreaming about Taylor.
And also, it's like
making accounts called Gabriette fucking sucks. Like, and you're probably 12 years old. Stop.
And it's also like the idea that Taylor now has to think that like Gabriette is like, wow, she's never gonna be over my man.
I know, because it just makes it look like Taylor's obsessed, and it's just like
she's clearly fine.
So especially if we're about to get this album of Maddie speaking on the Taylor experience, I'm scared.
I think that I'm not as scared about it only because of the way that he writes. It's less. It's personal, but it doesn't feel, and maybe it's because he's never had an ex like Taylor.
Yeah.
But like even the songs that like are allegedly about Halsey, like when that relationship was happening, they didn't feel that way. And also like he's more of a writer that's like political, things like that. Like, I don't know that we need to be. It's not like if she was dating like like an Ed Sheeran, like if she was dating someone who
hard to imagine.
If she was dating someone who writes songs like she writes. Yeah, I would be scared. But because of the way that he writes, I'm not as worried.
He's just like mean though, and like he's just grody and like he doesn't have the discretion, and I could just
But I also think he's so pretentious. I think that he feels like he's above it.
Well, that's the pretension and the ego is part of why I think he would do it. Because, like, I mean, he just went on stage and was like, I'm somewhat of a poet. Is it? A poet? As he's, like, wasted. And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, he's so just, ew. But one thing I also want to say about him. Oh, and this is just a lesson I want you all to hear from me. Your big sister, Caroline, okay? Your older sister, Caroline. I don't like big or older anymore, so your wiser sister, Caroline. It is just, I just want to tell you now, if you have this sort of like will they, won't they with someone, and maybe everyone doesn't like immediately get it, and it's like, you can romanticize the fuck out of this in your head. And it's never the right time. You're both always in a relationship or something like that. Just don't. Hey, when you have the opportunity to go for it, do not do it. And here's why. It will ruin your friendship. 9.5 times out of 10, you will not end up with that person.
Hence why I think that the song Ruin the Friendship is about him, not about Blake Lively, everybody.
Yeah. I do too. I mean, I really, really do, because it's just so true. And I want you all to hear that. Like, it's happened to me multiple times where it's been like this person, like when the time is right, we know we're going to end up together. Or we just like aren't right now. We're just like with other people. And like me and this guy, we're both saying it. Like this happened to me twice. And let me tell you, I do not speak to either of those people anymore. And there is bad blood, and it ended horribly, and it sent me into like a fucking spiral. So and look what happened to Taylor and Maddie. Okay. So let this just be an example on a really grand scale that you do not need to romanticize whatever that is. And you do not need to go explore that unless you are ready to accept those consequences. Cause I promise you, unless you're going to write the Tortured Poets department about it, it's never going to be worth it, I think Taylor's gotten enough out of it that like it's probably was worth it, but the average Joe, not so much, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
We have a date for Salt Lake City, and we have a date for Mormon Wives. This is going to be a summer of Mormons, you guys. A summer of Utah Mormons. A fall of Utah Mormons. Do we have the dates? Do you have them handy? Do you know them?
I think September 16th is Salt Lake. I don't know about Wives.
So we're gonna get Tuesdays. I want to say it's September 23rd, but I could be completely wrong.
I think it's Wednesdays for Salt Lake, right?
The 16th is a Tuesday.
Oh.
I only know that because that is the night that I'm emceeing a children's talent show. So
right.
I will be watching on DVR. All right, Big Brother. Big Brother is heating up. Can you explain to me, this is spoilers by the way, what's going on with the current HOH situation? Because last I saw, Rachel was furious with Keanu for telling Vince about the plans or something, or for telling her something that Rachel said, whatever. They were going to because he was trying to get Rachel on the block. Rachel was mad at Keanu. And then Keanu got back in her good graces because he was like not going to put her on the block. And now I'm hearing rumblings that he's planning on blindsiding her, putting her on the block. And she was making him lasagna last night to avoid him putting her on the block.
I think that was more so the lasagna.
Is this for show?
I think the lasagna was to get him to not put.
He was going to put Lauren up. Oh, okay.
Or to put Lauren up.
Yeah, it was to put Lauren up.
Yeah, but I think he was also considering Ashley.
But
she was
why is Keanu telling Vince he's going to put Rachel up?
I think to appease Vince. Their relationship is so volatile. These
two little bitch boys.
Super great at keeping up. And like, sorry, after seeing what Keanu said about Ava? Like, I can't even support Keanu.
I had a moment of liking him.
If Rachel knew what Keanu said, I think that she would reevaluate.
I do too. I had a moment of being like, maybe I do like Keanu. I like how like he's being with Vince when he was holding his ass to the fire. I like how he's apologizing to Rachel. Like, I like this situation. But literally they had this moment where they said that they saw Ava had her hair pulled up and they were like, oh, you look different. This is Vince and Keanu. They're like, oh, you look different. If she didn't have the body hair, I might. They both have girlfriends.
Both of them have girlfriends.
They both have girlfriends. And Keanu, I guess, has been in the house talking about he and his girlfriend aren't in a good spot, blah, blah, blah. Why are you... Do you know you're being recorded all the time? Your girlfriend can watch this at home?
Vince. It's like, Vince, what the fuck are you thinking? Oh, my God.
And then when he, like, mentions his girlfriend, Kelsey, when Vince mentions her, it's like, so you didn't forget that you have one. You're aware that you have one. You're just acting like this with Morgan for what reason? There's no way... If they both end up in the jury house, all bets are off. If they don't, if one of them goes home this week, I would put money on the fact that they kiss before they leave.
Oh my God.
Because at this rate,
doing everything but kissing.
Vince is already not going to have a girlfriend when he gets out of there.
No.
I mean,
and I wonder if he knows that.
He said he fucking lied. He said Kelsey said I can use flirting as a tactic, and Kelsey said I said no such thing.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. It's disgusting.
It's horrifying.
And also,
honestly.
like, Vince, of all the guys in the house that have been here to be the
hair.
One, dude. Oh, I can't stand him. He's such a little pouty boy.
Knowing that he straightens his hair, adding that in with the mustache, I'm like, he's so obsessed with how he looks. Like, the mustache would be one thing if it was just this quirky thing you do, but knowing that you also straighten your hair every day is like, so this entire persona that you have is so curated that it gives me the ick. Like,
I can't stand him.
I really
can't. I hope he goes home.
Me too.
Now I'm like fine with Morgan, fine with Mickey for the most part. I still don't like them very much, but right now I'm okay with them.
I have to say something that's going to get me like tarred and feathered in the town square, but like the messy part of me is like, okay, send Mickey home. Let's get Vince and Morgan both from the jury house.
No, that's fair.
Why do I kind of just like want this to go on a little bit longer for my own energy?
Like there's his girlfriend. I want Vince to be like punished.
I want Vince. I don't want there to be a gray line. I want it to be like,
exactly.
No, you're done for. Because right now, maybe he could sweet talk his way out of this. They've been together for a long time. It wouldn't work on me, but I could see. But I need there to be something that's so like hard evidence that like he just. All his crying about I couldn't win in one fucking
in the way he's completely like I don't think Lauren sees it this way, but like I feel like he's kind of hijacked her complete Big Brother experience.
Yeah, 100%. I hope that she can, pick herself up and get out of there, but I'm not convinced. All right, any other thoughts on Big Brother?
No, but I'm once again just like absolutely loving it.
I'm having the time of my life. I can't wait to see Angela this week.
My girl. She's back.
Oh my God. Hearing some of them talk about Angela on the live feeds after the fact, the boys were saying she was like hugging them a long time and like that they felt like she was like into them. Like, of course,
right,
fucking
boys. Yeah, Keanu and Vince, I'm sure.
Right, boys.
Disgusting.
Also, wait, another thing. Vince and Keanu talking about how Will's wife is white, even though he's calling her his chocolate drop.
I'm also like, who the fuck cares?
Like, who cares? Well, they were saying because Morgan comes from a mixed family and that's why Morgan feels comfortable with Will.
Or maybe just because Will's paternal. Maybe it has nothing to do with race.
Yeah. But the fact that they said that and got it wrong.
And also like just, it would be one thing if like he didn't call her a chocolate drop. But
I know.
He does. Also, I love that Will hasn't won a competition. I love
and he's in zero danger of going home.
Oh my God, I love the guy.
Watch him win the whole thing. He won't, but watch.
I could see it. I think he's a contender for America's Favorite Player.
I do too. I think if Rachel were really smart, at some point she drops this final 2 with Keanu and takes Will to the top.
But I don't think that she can beat Will.
I
think she could beat Keanu.
Maybe. I guess that's a good point. Will's social game is so good and Keanu's sucks.
Because that's eventually, and that's another thing that people are misunderstanding about the game. I feel like is like this is gonna. You guys are talking a big game about how you guys have the power in jury.
Yeah.
Like you want to stat, but you're not realizing that if you're up there on the final 2, like that takes you having been someone that was well liked consistently. Kelly, I fucking had it with her.
That I'm done with Kelly.
The way that she talks,
she's such a fucking freak. Sorry.
In the way that she's one of those girls. Someone put it great in a tweet. They were like, she's the nerdy girl in high school who's actually so mean, but wants to have this persona that is like, oh, I'm just a victim.
Everyone can visualize this person's face
Rachel's
right now.
So mean to me. But then you watch the entire thing of like Rachel and you and Rachel get in an argument, and then you clear up the argument, and then you tell everybody that she's so mean, and then Rachel apologizes to you, and you say that you accept the apology, but then you go back and you say you continue to talk about how mean Rachel is to everybody.
And the other thing I want to say about the constant like, oh, her children are so disappointed. Her husband,
I'm tired of
as
it.
if she and her husband didn't meet playing this fucking game.
It's also like
as
Brendan
if her husband's
could not
like
be more obsessed,
more
with her.
proud. I know. She's doing so well. And it's fun to see former Big Brother players being like, I'm honestly stunned by how well she's doing. The fact that she's still in this house is insane to me. Like, and they're like, it's either that these people are so stupid who are playing the game or that she is just that good. Like they chose the right person to reinvigorate this game.
I think it's both. I think it's a perfect chemistry. But what is so frustrating is like, she doesn't even have the benefit of like, I feel like normally if someone who's kind of a contentious player gets to the final 2, they could pull it out because of the respect people have for their game. Yeah. Whereas with Rachel, I don't think she's going to be able to benefit from that because she's played before.
But we did say also though that they might take into consideration the fact that it's so much harder to win a second time when you're in a house with all these newbies.
I think people
shouldn't have made it
with like well-adjusted brains who have a brain, they might think that way. But there might
be enough conversation in jury.
I guess if you look at jury right now, because it's, I mean, Kelly thinks she's got these great numbers, but I don't.
Kelly could fucking go home this week. Someone was saying they should put Kelly up as a renom.
I normally don't have a problem with the blockbuster. Obviously, it's all I know, having only watched 2 seasons. But I actually like the discourse about it. I think Kelly's a good argument for why you shouldn't have it.
I agree.
The only reason she's still here is because she's able to pull it out.
Because of those, and I do think that like. When they first introduced it with the AI arena last season, I was really annoyed about it because it takes away so much of the ability to plan. Like for the head of household, like it just means your whole shit can get so blown up. From obviously the non-head of household perspective, it's genius. But I do think.
So wait, in the way that like before, would they nominate 3 people?
No, it would be only 2 people.
Okay.
So it'd be like, I nominate 2 people, we play the veto, one person comes down, one person goes up.
So it's the same way. It just was
you have the whole week to campaign now.
All right.
So like, or you have from veto night to eviction night to campaign. Whereas in this, I feel like people aren't really campaigning to stay as hard. And then it's like they wait until after the blockbuster, and it's almost like they don't want to jinx it or something. Like you should just be campaigning from the fucking, not that they're not, but like that's what was so nice about that. They also like, they used to use their speeches a lot more to really campaign
now it's like
to stay.
You're gonna see your family eventually.
I know.
Do not use.
Hey, everyone in my family, when I'm on Big Brother, like don't expect it all the time. Okay, sorry, don't like just don't.
No, not in that speech. I think that me and Mom would be a little pissed.
I know. Don't waste your time on this. You need to be pleading your fucking case. That's where like I would love to see Ashley plead her case one day. I'd love to see it because you know how she's saying that she's pretending to be dumb.
Yeah,
but I am like.
Some people don't buy it.
We'll see. I don't know if I buy it. I'm like, yeah, we'll see, Ashley. Easy for you to say right now.
I kind of do buy it because she is doing pretty well now. For a while, we were like this girl, but I'm like, I love how the season started with everybody giving her shit for taking a really long shower. I know. And now we're talking about how smelly everybody is.
I know.
Kelly also smelly, apparently.
One of the things though about Ashley is like she says offensive shit and she doesn't realize she's being offensive. Like she just like says shit and she's like mean. And so that makes me think that she's not as genius as like she could be, because I'm like, you would be thinking through some of these off the cuff things you're saying. You would be thinking about how they're going to come off. If you were really thinking like that, if this was an act, you would, you know what I mean? That's why I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it is an act. If it's an act, she's the best actress I've ever seen. I'll be interested to see once jury, because she said, right, once it's jury, she's
I think that's what she said.
I'm also like, it's
and
just
also
so funny
her
because it's such a
studying
long time
Woods,
before
and like,
jury
okay,
right
well,
now.
Elle Woods is smart.
Exactly. What is that supposed to mean? Well, she's underestimated, you know, and that's, you know, when I was thinking about the type of player I want to be in Big Brother, I was like, do I want to be underestimated? No, I've decided I don't want anyone to underestimate me. Similar to the way I really want to play the way Rachel's playing, like where it's like, no, I'm going to like let you all know that like socially and hopefully in a comp way, I will be a threat, but like I'm really good for your game and you're going to want me on your side enough that you don't kick me out. Like it sucks to be underestimated. I think honestly that's worse sometimes, is like being underestimated and having people think that you're just like a floater and you're like whatever. It's like you need to make a big enough
floaters
splash.
grab a life vest.
Yeah, you need to make a big enough splash right away that people. I mean, she's genius. I love watching her play. This has honestly
she's like
been
it's
a
truly a marvel.
I'm so glad I got to see it before I go in that house next year. Starting this again. So why are you rolling your eyes as if you're not my campaign manager to get me in the house?
I am, but I just think we need to stop putting time on it.
Okay, well,
you will be in that house one day.
I know that I will, but I'm just gonna keep doing it like this and just be like next year. Like you guys know, next year could mean whatever year I go on, but like I'm just gonna start manifesting for next year now.
Okay.
All right, let's get into our rotations. You're on Dream.
Yes, I am. First is Leslie Bibb.
Oh.
She is doing a home remodel on TikTok.
Okay.
And she just seems like an absolute blast and a half. I already know I'm going to love the way the house looks.
Love that.
And obviously with her husband, I can't think of his name right now. You know it,
Sam Rockwell.
It's just, I love her. I think she's so fun. I want to hang out with her.
Love
Next
that.
is Brittany Snow. Caroline and I
Love
just watched
that.
Honey Wives. I missed her on my screen.
I know. She really is great. Like her performance in Hunting Wives is awesome.
That scene in episode 2 where she's standing on the church stage and she starts crying.
Yes.
I was like, this is like, there's a scene in Babylon, everybody knows, one of my favorite movies, where Margot Robbie is acting and they like start putting her in a bunch of stuff because she can have one tear fall out of her eye, and it's because of the Australian soaps that Margot Robbie actually did. Wild. But she is able to do it like out of her left eye, out of her right eye. Like she like can do, like she can really control her tears. And I was like, Brittany Snow, whoa, you can kind of do that. You just she just did the single tear fall while she's up there. I was really impressed with her, and I just think I missed her a lot, and I'm glad that she's having this moment so Alex Hall can freaking like just have to see her face everywhere.
I know. You are not the star.
It's recently like started circulating again, like when they did their press for the last season, and she was like, I just feel like she like does this like girl next door like kind of thing, like she's like talking about how people, it's like she's Brittany Snow.
How dare
she's John
you?
Tucker Must Die. She's
Chloe Hairspray
from Pitch Perfect. Did you hear what she said about her audition?
No, for Hairspray, no.
Yes, so she said she completely botched it, and even the director was like, sorry, like that was, you botched it.
What did she do for the audition? Do we know?
No, I don't think she said what song she did, but she just said it was terrible.
I hope it
and then she went to go see a psychic. And the psychic, or the director was like,
go see a psychic.
No. Go see a psychic, come back here.
Come back.
The director was like, and it's a shame because like Michelle Pfeiffer just signed on to play your mom. And like,
that's perfect
this
casting,
character's mom and stuff. And she was like, why the fuck would you say that to me? Like,
my thought exactly just now, I was like, well, why did the casting director say it's a shame you tanked this audition, because like we just
Michelle Pfeiffer.
That's crazy.
She goes to see a psychic, and the psychic is like, you're gonna get a role one day, and Michelle Pfeiffer is gonna be, or like they might not have said Michelle Pfeiffer, but they said some legend, like some icon is gonna play your mom in this movie that you're in. And so she calls the director back and is like, look, I know this is crazy.
Oh my God, no way.
Psychic. And he was like, okay, come in and do it again. And that's
no way.
Isn't that crazy? So yeah, Brittany Snow. And then last is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh my God, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
football's back. Yeah. And like I know that it's a testament to Anthony.
Aw.
Is that I've always loved Pittsburgh football, but I've never really like, I just love being a fan.
Yes, yeah.
But now I like really love football, like so much so that I was even watching college football yesterday.
Wait, that's so cute. There's something very comforting about, like, I don't really like to watch it, but there's something comforting about it being like having it in the house. Yes. And like Anthony being in the living room watching football while I'm like working, or like I'll sit there and like be on my phone. I'm not really watching, but there is something.
Well, it's like that sound on TikTok that's like the beginning of an NFL football game, and it's like pictures of like a fall day, and it's like, and then it'll be like an ad for like a sweatshirt, and like it's like, and your family is like making Saturdays are gonna feel like this soon. Like, oh, it's
no, I know it really is just like, and it's like this also this nice thing where you just like know what everyone's doing, like everyone.
And I actually, one of my favorite things that someone said, I saw a tweet about it because, and Anthony is also, he's a really good example of this. But he was like, I've been a Steelers fan for, the guy tweeting this was like, I've been a Steelers fan for like 50 seasons now, and the only way to ensure that you're gonna have fun 100% of the time is to be positive about it. Like, it's not fun to go into a season and say, the Steelers
suck. Yeah.
And like I noticed that when I was with mom and dad, I was like, I'm negative. So excited. I was like, we're gonna go to the Super Bowl. I like said something like that, and they were like, yeah, right. Like, we're not. And I was just like, isn't it more fun to like have a little bit of like wistfulness and like a little bit of whimsy of like, it's anybody's year until February.
It isn't. Yeah, until it fucking isn't. No, Anthony is such a believer, and like that's my team. Like, I remember one of the first games I watched with him, they were doing, I mean, it was like they were doing so bad, and like I was sort of it was at the point where it's like, are we gonna keep watching, like whatever. And like someone said like, and he's still like getting up and cheering as though there aren't 30 seconds left and the Steelers have already lost the game. And I was like, babe, like, I don't remember what it was. I'm sure I said something to him about it. And he goes, that's my team. They need me. And I was just like, that's so endearing that he's like, no, that's my team. Like, and he just really is. He's like, I hate the negativity. When we go to games, there's so much negativity around and it pisses him off. He gets mad. He's like, do you think that's helping them? Do you think it's helping them to hear you shout how fat and horrible they are? Like, no. Like, and so you're right. That's a really nice point. I'm going to tell him you said all that. He'll really appreciate it. Especially because
also just one more Pittsburgh thing. Did you see, obviously mom sent some of the Savannah Banana stuff from when they were at PNC, which is so cool. It's so cool to see
neat.
Pittsburgh have a baseball team to root for like one night.
And look how, in their whole history. Look how we're willing to show up, by the way.
Exactly. I hope that Mr. Nutting is taking a peek at that. But they did a video beforehand of all these Mac Miller songs, and like they did like them lip syncing to the spins across the Roberto Clemente bridge, and then they did Party on Fifth Ave while they walked down Fifth Ave, and then they did Frick Park Market at Frick Park Market and Blue Slide Park at Blue Slide Park.
Wait, will you send that to me? It's so cute.
Yeah, isn't that so cool?
Yes, I love
just the little things like that. It's like, I know the Pirates just did that, but people say it was for a money grab. The Savannah Bananas just did it to honor him.
I love that. Well, that was great. It was a great rotation, Phoebe. All right, I'm on Nightmare. First up on my rotation has to be the Swifties right now. Like, I'm sorry, and I just mean the specific Swifties. You know what I mean. I just think we don't need to be acting like this. You sound insane. You're really giving us a bad name, and we don't need it. So that's the first thing that I want to say. I need to make sure.
Can I guess your other two?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sydney Sweeney and Scooter Braun.
Yeah. Sydney Sweeney and Scooter Braun.
Be honest.
No, I'll tell you.
Were those your answers?
The truth is I didn't really have. I was actually going to say the one. Okay. I'm going to put Sydney and Scooter Braun in one because I didn't have a third one. Okay. So they're in one. Perfect. Because Sydney, are you out of your fucking mind? What are you thinking? It's never been more obvious to me that you don't want any of our allegiance. You don't want fans. You don't want us to like you.
Is she trying to sabotage her whole career?
It feels that way. Like, it's just move after move, fumble after fumble. Like, what? It's not enough to be hot because, frankly, I'm going to say it, you get less hot every time you do something like this. And, like,
it's crazy.
It's just insane. What could you possibly, what is the social suicide here? Like, what are you doing? Okay.
It's fascinating.
And what do you see in this man also? Like, he's like the walking ick. Like, I just don't get it. I think it's crazy. So that's that. The third person on my Nightmare rotation is last night. I was at a restaurant with Anthony for his birthday. I didn't know the restaurant was BYOB. And I was like, fuck, because It was crazy. Okay, so our waitress comes. I love when I have all these like weird restaurant stories, and I'm like, you guys probably think I'm a nightmare in a restaurant. I'm actually great, but our waitress comes over, and we were like, she was like, did you guys bring any wine or anything? And I was like, oh, are you guys BYOB? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. She's like, but there is a wine store like right over there if you wanted to go. And I was like, we're fine. And then I was like, do you guys have Coke or Pepsi? She's like, we have Pepsi. I was like, whew, okay. I'll just drink water. So then we're like, can we just throw in an appetizer? She goes, no. I'll have to do your whole entire order at the same time. So just, I know I've never in my life heard that at a restaurant. So we were like, okay. So then like she doesn't come back for like ever. And she goes in this room in the dining room we're in, and she asks like every table for their full fucking order. And I was like, no. Cause I just know we're going to be at the bottom of this, and like, we're never eating. Like I was just like,
dude,
fuck.
This is like when Lily and I were just trying to figure out a place to go when I was in Charleston, and I was like, she had mentioned one place, and I was like, is it sit down? Not to be like, mom, but like, I want to be served.
Well, the first place we almost went, Anthony wanted to go to this place, and I was like, it's not a sit down. He goes,
like, mom is like treating us dinner like, I want to go somewhere where I'm sitting down and being
refill
served.
my Diet Coke. Yeah, exactly.
And then we were gonna go to this place that looked so good. It was Lily sent it was called Rusty Bowl Brewery, and she was positive it was still open. And I was like, I googled it, like it says it's just a brewery location. Are you sure? And she was like, yeah, I walked by it the other day.
Oh god,
it wasn't there. It's pouring rain, by the way, too. So we're like trying to search for somewhere to go, and then I find this place. Like I just like wanted bar food. Like I wanted a good like burger or like if a fried appetizer. Like that's what I wanted. And I found this place. I can't remember what it was called, but we get there and it looks sit down, and you order at the bar.
No fucking way.
But we had like walked in and sat, because I was like, just sit at anywhere, and we were like actively sitting down. And he's like, yeah, just sit anywhere, and then you can just come up here and order with me.
No, what?
No,
I know, it's such a bummer when you find that out. Well, so we're like, okay, and then she's going into all these like families eating, like 4 people ordering, and it's just taking their whole order, and I'm like, fuck. So whatever, she comes over, we order all of our food, and I am like, well, now I am gonna go to the wine store because I think we're gonna be here for hours. And like, I just like, she wasn't like, our waters, like it was a busy restaurant, but like I was like, I need whatever. So I go to the wine store to get a bottle of wine. I'm coming back to the restaurant, and I walk past this woman who's like standing in an alleyway, and as soon as I walk past her, she starts like, I don't know what other way to put it, casting a spell on me. She's like, like making like the most insane, like I don't know what language she was speaking. I didn't recognize the words, but she's staring at me like making, Phoebe, I was like, I like walked so fast back to the restaurant, and I was like, Anthony, oh my God,
someone just cast a hex on me.
There's a woman out there who just cast this. He goes, I saw her in the alley. He saw her when we came in, like he knew what I was talking about. And she literally like cast a fucking spell at me. And so that is the last person on my nightmare rotation. There we go.
Fair enough.
There we go.
Well, how was the food?
The food was fire. It was really good. We got like an Asian calamari, which was so. Do you like calamari?
Yum.
It was so good. It came in like a Chinese takeout box. It was super cute.
I just, have you ever had this experience where you have to like, you go to a restaurant that's so good, and you have to like mourn the fact that you're never gonna go there again?
I know. I didn't really have this with that restaurant.
Peter took me to this place while I was in Georgia, the sushi, and then we got pan-fried wontons.
Oh, yum.
It was unlike anything I'd ever had before. And like the idea that I will know.
I guess not.
It's just in that place.
You're right. Well,
and it's not even like I could stop there. It's like,
yeah, you're right. It's in the middle of nowhere. What's sucking right now is like, as I said in the beginning, I don't know if I passed my kidney stones. I'm still in pain, but I had my period, and like, sorry, TMI, but I was like, maybe like the period pain is so bad that like, and it feels kind of similar that like I'm not really gonna notice like what's the kidney stone pain, what's the period.
Is that wrong?
And so what?
Was that wrong?
Well, I just thought maybe when my period ended, I would be like, oh, I'm not in pain anymore. I must have passed it and like not realized. I have been the most devastating amount of nausea a person can have since I ended my period. The pain is back. I'm pretty sure either there's just something wrong with me, or like I haven't passed it yet, which is probably that. But like the nausea, so like I'm having trouble like enjoying food, which sucks. So it's like the food we're getting, like I'm really enjoying it, and then I'm like I can barely eat it, and it just kind of kind of blows, to be honest. But okay, so just ended on that note. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Please tune in on Thursday. We will have a recap of season 7, episode 17 of Pretty Little Liars. Yesterday, we released on Labor Day a revisit of our pilot episode. So go check that out. Very, very fun. And we can't wait to talk to you next week. And splat.